What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel where I talk and do everything pinball. So if that sounds interesting to you, then hit that subscribe button down below. Now, before I begin, obviously a big shout out and thank you to Barrels of Fun for the invite and taking care of my visit and everything while I was down there. It was very much appreciated. The hotel, the food, everything that you had recommended, 2 thumbs up. Very good experience, except for the traffic there in Houston. I hate it. I had to go get my flyer for Dune. So, Dune. Also, the tour of Barrels of Fun. What do I think about everything? So, let's go over that. Let's start out with just the factory in general. Get that out of the way. Very organized, very clean. Everything was straightforward. I like what I see and what they're doing. They can put a machine together. Obviously, that's been proven. I loved what I was seeing throughout, actually, when it comes to the management of where everything's at, and they've evidently got a lot of plans to grow in the future and doing more in-house. So definitely looking forward to see how the factory evolves. Now, it's no secret that another major title from a major pinball manufacturer dropped basically the same damn day as Barrels of Fun's Dune. So we have a good amount of people in the content creation area that decided to go to Stern, and then you had those of us that are a little closer, and some that were a little further away as well, that decided to come down to Barrels of Fun. Now, when it comes to how Barrels of Fun launched Dune, this was not launched according to plans. This is not the way they intended to do it. Things definitely, I don't even really know exactly what happened. They didn't divulge that to me. But I'll tell you what the original plan was. That what I was told is that, hey, Cary, come in here on Monday, and then I'll be able to see the game early, and I'll be able to do some filming and get all the access that I need to get the kind of footage that I wanted to get. So I brought like all of my stuff, guys. I got my tripod, my slider, everything. Had it all loaded in the car, good to go. I get there and I'm like, all right, I'm here. And evidently something happened within that time period in the afternoon of driving and stuff. I don't really know what happened, but something happened. I don't know if it was a leak, but evidently they had to do a launch in a hurry. So then you get the mini teaser and all the pictures are up on Naps Arcade and everything. And it was like, well, what is going on? Why am I here kind of thing? So yeah, it definitely didn't go as planned. So the footage that I'm going to be providing to you, it's something, it's not what I wanted to get, but the way the game was launched was not what they were intending or wanting either. So it's one of those, it is what it is. So now let's talk about the theme in general for Dune. It was rumored to be Dune. I don't really know how long ago exactly, but it was one of those where I was like, man, I kind of hope it's not, because I honestly don't have any interest in the theme of Dune. I saw the modern movies, never saw the David Lynch movies, haven't read the books or anything, so it was just not a theme that spoke to me. But theme aside, that isn't like a make or break when it comes to the enjoyment of a game for me. Theme is definitely important, but it's not a make or break. There's a bunch of games that are being released even on the same day as Dune that the theme I don't care for. What I go for is what kind of enjoyment I get underneath the glass. So as launch got closer, I'm being informed by some people, that it's Dune. Just giving you a heads up, Cary, it's Dune. And I'm like, man. And then I've also had this little bug thinking, what if I'm being fed this information and then it's actually something else and that's going to be the surprise? No, it was Dune. So anyways, I was already kind of like, it's Dune, whatever kind of thing. So I go to play this game. And by the end of my first ball, I already knew that I enjoyed this game much better than Labyrinth. And Labyrinth is a theme that I love. That is like my childhood movie that I watched over and over and over again. Great. And I thought they did great by the theme. I just did not enjoy the the gameplay as much as I would have liked. It wasn't my style pretty much. Whereas Dune is. I was like, this is more of what I like. So the first ball, I already knew I liked it better than Labyrinth. And then as the games progressed, I definitely started to learn the shots and get better at it. And I did want to have that one more game because I wanted to get better. I wanted to see more of the game. The thing is, currently, when it comes to video assets, they're all still kind of like in the air and need approvals. And that's like something that they're working on when it comes to the code. Also, when it comes to code, they are still working on the callouts. That's something that's going to have to be developed over time as well. But when it comes to the music and sound effects, it was great. And it's one of those where they've got a good sound system in there as it is. But I feel if you've got like an external like subwoofer that you're able to like hook up to, those moments with the sandworm and the music kicks in, that's where you're really going to want to feel it. And you do feel it because obviously the Thunder from Down Under, the shaker motor, is in every cabinet. Now, the big feature in this game is obviously the sandworm, and the code name for it was William. So this is the William mech that is in the game. And there are ways to go about making it do what it does when it comes to the code. They were explaining things, but you have to like lure the worm out, and I'm not going to be the ideal person to go over how to play this game when it comes to code. I'm just going to be honest with you, not my thing. It's like I just want to get up there and play it and find out if it's enjoyable. And after it's enjoyable, that's when I want to dive further into the code. If I can have fun just making shots, then having code go along with that only enhances my experience. That's the way I feel about it, at least. But as I was playing and believing that I was doing appropriately for the code, I did find a lot of things really nifty, especially when it comes to, I don't know what you call it, but it's the little device that stomps the ground to like summon the worm or attract the worm towards you. I thought that was a really nice little mech and feature to kind of like pull you in to the theme on that one. I did really enjoy that. So while that's thumping away and it's telling me to go towards the worm, it's one of those where I was trying to figure out where that shot was on the flipper. And when you finally get in there and that music kicks in and then the worm rises up, it's a moment. That is definitely the moment that was a big highlight for me while playing that game.
And now bass jack, the bass jack, there's the power. And you can get it to be like double or triple what it would be if you didn't do that. Then you have time, because it all saves on, so you don't run out of food. In that. When the time runs out, it starts knocking it down. There's the list. So red.
And again, it's a theme that I don't care about. But the music and the sound effects that were going along with it, and when I made these particular shots, it just felt good. And that's what matters to me. Do I get the kinetic satisfaction? Does the sound correspond with what I'm doing? Like, yes, we are lacking on callouts. I feel like the game is very quiet at this point in time. And you probably noticed that during the trailer of the game. You're hearing a lot more of the mechanical clickety-clack sounds instead of like call outs or music or even sound effects. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was definitely a trailer that was different than what we are accustomed to. Other things that kind of drew me in when it comes to the theme is their screen that's underneath the glass. And it's one of those things that I honestly kept forgetting that was there until something would happen. Like if you destroyed that building in the far back left corner, and they show it in the trailer of the game too. Whenever you destroy it, there's an explosion, and the device, the mechanical nature of it kind of moves a little bit, but then the screen right behind it has flames and everything that comes out. It kind of like, just expands the universe a little bit. And then you have like this sort of flying device that's flying left to right that you have to destroy. And when it moves from one side to the other, it changes which shot that you need to make in order to destroy it. And then as you're like going along and collecting spice and other things across the playfield, it's interesting to see little sparklets start from that screen and then hover up onto your main display on the back box. So it's very well integrated, very cohesive. That was interesting as well. Some of the things that I didn't like, at least currently, and I believe this is going to be fixed. I say fixed, but the spinners were just plain metal. But I want to say that someone was saying that they were like working on or going to be putting decals on those spinners. I think it was in discussion. Nothing was confirmed on that. And even putting some decals on the stand up targets that are around the game as well. Because I think currently they're just plain red. So I'm going to assume that Johnny Crab, the artist for this particular title, is going to have to create artwork for that. Now, whether it's being done or will be done, I don't know. Nothing for sure on that. But I do think that those spinners need decals, and I think the targets having something would be a better package for the visuals because that does kind of currently seem incomplete at the moment. It seems like they've got a lot of movie assets. And I want to say when they were talking about how much assets they have, it's like make it sound like they've got a great deal of the first two movies. And I was asking about, the movie that's in development. Is that going to be something that they're going to be able to integrate into this game? And this just shows you how little I know about this theme. Is that this next movie is going to be, although in the same world, it's going to be kind of like a different type of story. So trying to integrate this upcoming movie into this game is just not going to happen because evidently this next one's going to be more in like outer space or something like that. A common complaint I'm already seeing online, and I get it, is that they have made another game where the primary color is brown. And, it is what it is. So it's another game where we've already got people complaining about the art package on King Kong, and now they're complaining about the art package on Dune. But once again, it's like the art package is, it's important, but it wasn't for me as I'm playing it, looking down at it, an eyesore. It's like, I'm just enjoying the experience of playing it at this point in time. And it goes to show you also that I think the how you look at this game and how you feel about watching just the trailer is completely different from those of us that just don't care about the theme. As I was mentioning to my brother, I showed him the trailer and he was flipping out saying that the game looked epic. And the people that like love Dune as the theme and love the movies, then this is an easy right up your alley because more than likely you're going to enjoy how it shoots. And then on top of that, if you already love the movies and everything and that speaks to you, then it's like a double whammy at this point in time. Now, I also got a lot of footage of the William Mech. I'll try to definitely have this on some B-roll. It is a very expensive mech from what we're told while we were there. I wanted to see how it worked and how it was put together. So the mechanical engineer over there was showing us the inner workings of it. And as far as when it comes to build quality of the entire machine in general, it feels rock solid. And the playfield is definitely heavy. He let us kind of lift the playfield so we got a chance to kind of get an idea of just how much is on this playfield. And as you can see from the B-roll that I'm hopefully showing you right now, yes, there's a reason why it's heavy because there's a lot under this damn thing. I guess what sucks is that this game is going to take some time to kind of like get out into people's homes. Their first target is locations. They want this game to be going to arcades to kind of like help spread the word and get people to experience it faster kind of thing instead of just shipping it out to personal homes. So we'll see how that works out for him. I mean, I don't really know or haven't asked around for what the current demand is on it. It's my perspective at least, it looks like a mixed bag experience from what people are thinking about it. And I think that's because we haven't really got a good idea of how it shoots just yet. I want to say that the only kind of gameplay footage that we have is from other content creators like Cool Toy and from what other kind of potato camera footage that you're going to get from me in this particular video kind of thing. But hopefully, this game gets out to certain locations that can guys get attractions. I'm not sure what kind of show they're going to be at next, but I think that definitely when people play it, they're more than likely. I'm leaning towards more than likely on this one. Gonna change their minds because at least, like I said, for me, I didn't enjoy Labyrinth gameplay. It's just not for me. I mean, it's like I play it. I'm like, okay, yeah, but it's not my style. Whereas Dune's play style is much more up my alley. From the sound of it, it looks like they're going to be building all of these games within this year. So it sounds like that if they're going to build all these games within this year, then we should be getting game number 3 from them towards the end of the year. At least that's what it, if everything goes to plan, I guess, then that's what it looks like. Now, will I be getting a Dune? I mean, I would like to eventually. I mean, I'm getting King Kong first, and we'll see what happens after that. If I've got demand that people would like to see me get a Dune, and if things go well for whenever I do sell my Kong, then we'll move on to what I'm able to get. And if Dune's that game, and that's what people want me to get, then so be it. But I definitely had that I need to play some more of this game. I did have the urge. I want to play another ball. I want to play another game because when I did make the shots that I'm supposed to, it felt good. And I'd like to learn more about the code. It just seems like it's still in development. I mean, the way Bo and Karen's is talking about it and the way David and them, they're going on like there's a bunch of code in there, but it seemed like the lights in between the flippers on these modes weren't lighting up, and maybe I was missing something. I know there's a whole daytime and nighttime cycle for this game when it comes to code. Like the inserts change color. It's not like what you're going to see on like the whole avatar with the UV aspect. But that's something also I need to touch base on is their lighting system for this game. I really like the way it's integrated with the code as well on this. That looked pretty nifty seeing the lights twirl around at particular moments of the game. I did purchase a sheet of their Infinity Glass. So that's going to be over here. Content's coming up when it comes to that. When it comes to their other thing that they're showing off on this game, and more than likely going to be in their upcoming titles, is their Evergloss, which is kind of like their version of Radcals. Those are definitely very shiny. As far as like comparing them to Radcals and everything, I didn't get up and close to check the edges and everything like that, but it definitely made the cabinet look nice and shiny, so I will give it that. When it comes to the powder coating, this is something that they also informed us on, is that they have purposefully clear coated a certain way to where it does feel a little rough, kind of like sand. Not like sandpaper rough, like, oh, it's gonna cause me to tear up my hands or something like that, but enough roughness to where you kind of feel a little more closer to the theme. That was purposefully done. I do like the powder coating color of choice on that one, kind of like a little bit of a goldish tone to it that looks really nice. It's like I would talk more about the on-screen, but it's basically can be all changed at this current point in time. I don't know how much of that is actually still going to be on screen because a lot of things still need approval. So, but if they have as much assets as they claim to have when it comes to the movies and everything, then I think a lot of people will be happy with what they see. Now, there will be accessories that are coming out later. I don't know when, but it looks like there's a topper for the game, but I just don't remember there being toppers on the games that we were playing. I don't know. I'll have to look back at my footage to confirm that or not, but I don't recall there being a topper on there yet. But there is a topper. There is a shooter rod in development and some other things as well. And those will be available at a later time. There is no set date for those. Like I don't want to go over like every shot of the game. I don't think I need to. I think there's gameplay footage out there. You can see how it plays, but I just merely wanted to let you know from my experience, I did enjoy how this game shot. It is a definitely fun game. Now, do I know what I was doing when I was playing it? Not really, but damn it, when I made the shots that I needed to, it did feel good. And the sandworm mech, that whole moment with the music and everything, I don't know if that's going to get old, but I didn't feel like it was getting old whenever I was doing it there. It was a moment. It was a pinball moment. And hopefully that moment doesn't get old after a while. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But for my time there playing it, I didn't have a problem with it. Hopefully, one will be coming available in your area soon. Like I said, they're shooting for the locations first. But by all means, I still want to know what you think about the game at its current point in time for what you've seen. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. And until next time, peace out.